Welcome to The Process. It's another week. It is Monday, February 22nd. I am excited to dive into this slate. For those of you joining me for the first time, thank you for being here. This is The Process Show. I am going to just do the morning ritual that I normally have. I'm going to work through every single team that's on the slate. I'm going to look at their rotations, project their minutes, change some rates, and get the baseline set up for my projections for the entire day. That's it. Simple first look walkthrough of the entire process, hence the name of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. So thank you for joining me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Thank you to chat for being here. It's exciting stuff. We're diving in Monday, February 22nd, another week of DFS. I'm pumped about it. Get your coffees ready. It's going to be a good one. At least I hope it's a good one. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. We had fantastic weather. Apologies to people that do not right now, but we had fantastic weather here for the first time in a while. So Saturday and Sunday were a lot of outdoor activities, getting some fresh air, and it felt pretty darn good. I'm feeling pretty good. Scrolling down, we've got to dive into the Chicago Bulls to kick this one off. Let's get a little bit of background music going. Which I really need to get set up in a more efficient manner. But let's get this going. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Hope some people had some success this weekend. We are about to dive into the Chicago Bulls, so let's do it. Get my final thing set up here, and then we are going to dive in. All right, I'm ready. Screens are ready. Teams are ready. Joe, appreciate you. Had my first real win yesterday, but 0.25 points cost me $2,000. Still grateful for all the shows in the NBA package. Yeah, man, the swings at the top get ridiculous, but that's awesome. That's as long as you had a big real, like, wins are wins. Take them how you can get them. I can very much relate to one or two shots swinging big days for you. I'm still angry at Andrew Wiggins for taking 2 garbage time threes and costing me $100,000. It's not fun. It's not fun at all when you drop from first to third and go from 100 to 10. But look, it happens. So let's dive in. Let's start it off right now. Kicking off the week right. Chicago Bulls at the Houston Rockets. Do we have any Bulls news that's relevant? Markkanen out, Porter out, Hutch out. So all of the normal stuff for the Bulls is standing true here. I assume most of my minutes will look normal, but we do want to give it a check because we want to make sure that we're at least updating a little bit. Any advice you have for people as they win out of curiosity? Treat yourself a little bit, and then don't just immediately jump up in stakes because you have a little bit more money in your account. Really evaluate if you were overplaying previously, and just try to be aware of it. Keep grinding though. Wins will happen because of the way payout structures work. Wins can happen in a fairly random basis, and there could be a giant gap between them. Doesn't mean anything's going good or bad or your results are different, but like sometimes it's just hard, and you want to leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room on the back end, so don't get rid of it too quickly. But buy yourself something nice. Akeem, sure did miss your sim models this weekend. Yeah, I try to avoid doing anything. I did play yesterday. I did the strategy show in the morning, but I do try to break free from sitting at my desk. just because Monday through Friday I'm in this seat for a large chunk of hours. So I do try to get away when I can. All right. So let's work our way down. Kobe White, 33 minutes. I think that's fine. Denzel Valentine, down to 16 minutes the past two games. So those minutes have been cut quite a bit. Why did that happen? Because I think that's important. Last two Bulls games. Philly here. Denzel Valentine just played normal backup rotations. Good to know. What about in this other one? So it was the 20th and the 19th. So they played a back-to-back, and he played 16 minutes in both. Yeah, so just two backup rotations. I see no reason why he should be getting anything more than 18 minutes. So we do need to adjust Denzel Valentine's minutes right now. I just don't know what position I need to take them from, which we'll find out shortly. So I'm just going to gut here, turn that to 18, and then get back into this Bulls rotation. So Garrett Temple, I have in at 32 minutes. He's probably somewhere in that range. That's fine. Una Cornette did not get minutes, so let's pull those. Patrick Williams, I have in for 30. I think that number is just firmly 32 now. So that feels fine. Well, it feels fine enough. Archie got like normal run. So we need to move him up to, let's call it 12. It takes me too short. Thad Young, I have in for 26. He has played 22, 20, and 24 in his last three. I'm going to take 2 minutes away from Thad Young. Thad Aransky, probably need to make 22 minutes. Who do I have with an odd number? Kobe White, that makes sense. Wendell Carter Jr., back up to 30 minutes. So that makes perfect sense. And then Levine at 36. Lance Company, good morning. Good morning, Jason Yan. Happy to have everybody here. All right, so we're at 239. That makes perfect sense now. I could put 10 here, make that 8. 1 minute left over. Give that to randomly Luke Cornette. All these rates seem like they should be fine, but I do feel like today is a day where we should reset everything. So let's grab the Bulls. We need to take Markkanen off. Otto Porter off. Cheers, everybody. Coffee sip. Let's do this. Let's get the day started. So good. No, I don't want to take Garrett Temple off. I want to take Otto Porter off. Alrighty. Most of that should be good then. Actually, let's take Daniel Gafford off just in case. Morning, Patrick Bush. Happy to have you. Happy to have the 67 people that are in here right now. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button when you're getting in the door. All right, do I need to worry about any ridiculous usage rates? No. Nothing on the other end. Good. Kobe White, 22. Okay, let's just bring that down to 21. Give him a little bit of a boost to assist rate, though. Take everything's out of there. Garrett Temple, 11% usage in this scenario. That is way too low. 13 it is. Patrick Williams, 16% usage. Wendell Carter Jr., 22. Zach Levine, 36. What? Really? 36% use. Markkanen off, Porter off, Gafford off. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can't go all the way there, but we'll go 34. Feels pretty good. Stato at 16. 15, 7, 13, 8. We'll make it 15. Thad Young, 21. Now, there we go. We should be good. Let's take a look at what the Bulls look like for today. Hello, Parth. Hello, Cody. Coffee and hot food from the night before doesn't mix. Yeah, I do that way too often. All right, so for the Bulls today. Feels feels like I might be over projecting Wendell Carter. Let's take a further look at that. But I mean, if he's playing 30 minutes, the guy that's a fantasy point per minute guy, he has been a little bit more of a usage guy. Is his rebounding rate different? Little high, I guess. Maybe I'm over projecting his usage right now. We'll go to 20. Okay, so Bulls Rockets really like Wendell Carter, and I guess that makes sense from a Rockets perspective, given what their lineup's going to look like. We will get to that. Parth, if you said hi on Twitch, yeah, I don't see it. I only see the YouTube chat right now. Should open up Twitch, I guess. Yeah, like I really like Wendell Carter on FanDuel and DraftKings. 7,400 and 5,400 and 5,300. Guys, you can tell it's Monday morning. I'm not awake quite yet. I raised my chair up a little bit. There we go. Levine, 9,800 and 9,500, I think is fine. 9,500 on DraftKings looks a little bit better. Kobe White, 5,700 on FanDuel, 6,200 on DraftKings. A third bull that I'll be getting to pretty regularly. And then a little bit of Patrick Williams. Really like the Bulls today, though. No surprise there against Houston. Big time pace spot. I have the pace set for 103 in this matchup. Chicago plays at a 101 pace. So that's a pace up spot for Chicago. This is the third and fourth fastest team in the league. Really like attacking Chicago here. Morning, David. Happy to have you. Fourth place in the nickel on FanDuel last Thursday, Part. That's really awesome. That's a monstrous tournament. To get to fourth, you need to really have a major outlier lineup. So congratulations. Must feel good. All right, let's get on to Charlotte now. Hornets, do we have any news that's relevant? Devontae Graham is doubtful. So yes, we do have news that's relevant. Let's take everything out for the Hornets rotation and rebuild this bad boy. Dennis, hi from Australia, 6:41 p.m. That's exciting. Happy to have you, man. All right, let's plan out Charlotte. Devontae Graham did not play on Saturday, so that should make this a little bit easier. So let's plot this one out. We'll start at the center spot. Cody Zeller playing 22 minutes the past two games. PJ Washington played, so I assume he's going to play again. So I think that giving Cody Zeller your standard issue, let's see, Utah. I think we could be more likely to see a little bit more Cody Zeller against Rudy Gobert. So we'll give him the 24 minutes. Bismack Biyombo also has been playing pretty sizable minutes, even with PJ Washington. I need to look at this rotation for the 20th. They played the whole way. Zeller, normal rotations. Biyombo, sort of normal rotations. But they closed with PJ Washington. Feels like that might be a little bit different against Utah, but we'll dig into that. I do think that I still need to give like 18 minutes to Biyombo, which allows me to give 6 to PJ Washington at center. And then I think 30 seems fine. If the Lakers end up with Boogie, I don't expect he plays all that much. But I would say significantly less than 20 to 22 minutes. Half that. Especially with AD out. There's no way they're going to be playing Montrezl Harrell less than 24 minutes. And their defense is going to be a real problem with Boogie out there. So I still think you see Marc Gasol for like 18 minutes. I don't know why the Lakers would want to get Boogie. That's a terrible signing. Truly useless for the Lakers. I mean, he might be useless for everybody, but neither here nor there. All right, let's keep this going then. Point guard. So let's go ahead and lock in Malik Monk at the 1 for 23 minutes. Yeah, Dennis Smith was bad yesterday. I had too much of that, that's for sure. We'll take 25 minutes here from Scary Terry. Yeah, Boogie doesn't really have a ton of gas left in the tank. he can be on a team, but he would be unequivocally the third option at center for the Lakers, or at least he should be. You know, what I think and what they do are two different things. All right, so we give Terry Rozier 36 minutes, which means we need to then give LaMelo Ball 35 minutes, I guess. And then, yeah, he's also torn a quad and an Achilles and all sorts of other stuff since then. He's just not that guy. He's not. Hank Reynolds. Josh is my favorite guy at Awesemo. Well, Hank Reynolds is my favorite guy in YouTube chat, so that works out perfectly. All right, Gordon Hayward's just needing to play bigger minutes, so let's go 24 here and 11 here. So we have 39 minutes left to split over Jalen McDaniels, who I need to put in at the 4, I guess. But I'll give him his minutes last. He's the least important. Miles Bridges played 22 minutes here with PJ Washington back. Was playing 29 and a half minutes with PJ Washington out in that stretch in the middle half of February. So I think 28 is reasonable. So it would be 11 to McDaniels, I guess. That works. We'll do 22 here, 13 here. And then, okay, that works from a visual standpoint at least. These are going to be some interesting rates on Charlotte with Devontae Graham out. I'm excited to see them. I got to remember to keep talking instead of just staring at the screen, because I feel like I was just oddly silent for a couple seconds longer than I should have been. Let's take Devontae Graham off. Actually not going to have to take too many people off here for Charlotte. Good all the way down. Do have to take Caleb Martin off. That will make a difference. Take Vernon Carey and Nick Richards off just so it's clean. 114 people, man. We are climbing and climbing. I think that people like this show. At least I hope they like this show. I'm trying to make them like it. I think it's fun to walk through the slate like this. Nobody else takes this lap anymore. And it really does feel like an old school show for me. All right, let's load up the rates for the Hornets today. Gordon Hayward, 24% usage in 303 minutes with Devontae Graham off the floor. I think we could safely lock him in for 24 there. Does the assist rate jump? It does not. Before doing the show, would I talk to myself during the process? No, I would just have either music blasting or probably like a Nate Duncan, Danny LaRue podcast on, because they on days they did gamers, it gave me like details from the night before, which was always helpful. All right, LaMelo Ball usage rate with him off the floor, 24. So we're just going to hold serve. I miss morning meetings to watch the show live. I love it. That's fantastic. I would have been doing the same thing if I still had morning meetings. Terry Rozier, 23 and a half. Okay, so that just holds. I like it. I like it a lot. I do have to bump LaMelo's rebounding rate. So is this... I didn't even look and see who Charlotte was playing. Oh, Utah. Yeah, I was going to say, no wonder all these baseline rates are just terrible. They play Utah. All right, so let's get Cody Zeller's rate, 17.5% usage rate when he's off the floor. So we're just going to make it 18.5. That's too low. I don't even need to bump anything else. Malik Monk, 19.5. Miles Bridges, 13.5. PJ Washington, 17. All right, so those rates should be fine for the Hornets right now. I can't imagine any of these guys look good. Okay, so LaMelo Ball is 7,600 on FanDuel. He's going to be, if he's not very popular, he should be. That price is really nice. You can get a little bit of Rozier and Gordon Hayward. I don't think that I would want anybody else. On DraftKings, it's LaMelo, but not nearly as important as he is on FanDuel. He's 8,600 on DraftKings. So I like him, but not all that much. Gordon Hayward is fine. A very low amount of exposure I would expect. Same for Terry Rozier. On to Charlotte now. Nope. We just did Charlotte. See, I've had I don't know, call it like 2 ounces of coffee so far. I just projected all of the minutes for Charlotte and then claimed we were going to do it again. Dallas. We're going to move on to Dallas. Let's see if they've got anybody out. Now, Dallas looks like they've got a pretty normal rotation here. That's exciting. So for Dallas, I don't get the sense that we're going to be changing all that much. Luka's already in for 36 minutes. That's cool. Even though in theory I could probably go to 37. Lance Company, I'm glad you're seeing some results, man. That's awesome. DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith up to 34 minutes. So I definitely need to give him 2. Probably just need to take them away from Dwight Powell. Actually, I got to gut this whole thing and start from scratch. So Trey Burke really is playing like 8 minutes a day. So we'll go with that. Jalen Brunson. There's no telling how many minutes this dude's going to play. 34, 22, 30, 19, 22, 22. I'm going to go 24 on Brunson. 8 on Trey Burke. Which sort of defaults me to Luka now. We need to go to the center spot, where apparently Willie Cauley-Stein is back in business. We'll give Willie Cauley-Stein 14 minutes. Which I'll give... Depends on how many minutes I have to give Maxey right now. I'll give Porzingis the rest of this, I guess. We'll give Porzingis 32 minutes. We'll give Maxey 28. Yeah, I think 28 works. So that's fine. Which gives me 22 here for Dorian Finney-Smith and another 12. So we have 64 minutes left for the rest of this rotation, which would be Tim Hardaway, Josh Richardson. Okay. Hardaway playing like 28 minutes a game. I'm just going to give them at the 2 to make it easier, which gives Jay Rich the opportunity to play 32, which gives me 4 left over. And I will just randomly throw those to Dwight Powell for spillover. Perfect. Script rates. Something about a Monday stream where you got to take out everybody's old stuff and fix it. But I think it's worth the time to do so. Really wild to me that Dwight Powell is just not playing. Oh, man. Dallas has played a lot of dudes this year that just don't play. You got to take Wes Iwundu and Josh Green and Boban off the floor for all this stuff. All right, there we go. That's the rotation. Usage rate. Dorian Finney-Smith, 11%. We'll keep it at 12. Jay Rich, 18. Porzingis, 28. Luka Doncic, 36. Feels good. All of those rates for Luka look good, although his rebounding rate actually significantly lower than where I have it. So I'm going to give that a haircut. Is Porzingis rebounding anymore? Sort of the same amount. Jay Rich, I'm sure, isn't really doing anything. Nobody else really has an assist rate. Let's get Jalen Brunson some usage. He's at 20. I think 20 is fine. Maxey is at 10. Make that 11. And then Tim Hardaway, 18.5. Call it 19.5. There we go. Dallas rates done. Not much to do here for Dallas. That was pretty easy. That came together pretty quickly. Okay, so Luka and Porzingis. A little bit of Jay Rich if you get there. Sprinkling a Dorian Finney-Smith if you get there, but Luka is the prize. 11-2 on FanDuel, 11-4 on DraftKings. He looks good. He does not look like a lock button in any way, shape, or form. Porzingis looks a lot better on FanDuel at 7,800 than he does at 8,500 on DraftKings. Andres, man, happy to have you. North Carolina represent. Hey, 133 of you in here. I love you guys for being here so early on a Monday morning, but some of you are being a little lax with hitting that thumbs up. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up, guys. Nothing bad will happen. It'll just make me happier. And a happy Josh means really nothing different. I have to do this one way or the other. I'd be happy to do it either way, and I'm happier when I'm happy, if that makes any sense. Let's move on to Houston, where we really are going to have to gut this roster, and I don't know what they're going to be doing. So, obviously, the Houston Rockets are now without DeMarcus Cousins, which is funny for multiple reasons right now. Do we have any news on DeMarcus Cousins? Wild stuff. All right, well, this should be quite a treat projecting out the Houston Rockets right now. No Cousins. We also have no Victor Oladipo, who is doubtful. We will have PJ Tucker, who is probable, which is helpful. Oh yeah, the Rockets signed Justin Patton. So let's just turn Cousins into Justin Patton here. Which isn't really a good thing. Because Justin Patton has never really played and isn't very good. But we don't really have a choice. Roy Davis, since I pressed the thumbs up button, can I give you a hint for today's slate? Man, this whole show is a hint. I'm going through everything. All the hints come to this show. All right, so is Justin Patton available to play? Because they kind of need him. He's going to have to play right out of the gate. Has Justin Patton been playing in the G League? So they signed him to his nickname's Big Muddy. That's interesting. Does Basketball Reference have G League stats? They have to, right? Why the fuck would they not? Oops, sorry guys. Didn't mean that one. I guess not. Just somebody take me to there we go. G League. Jeez. Why is that so complicated? Oh, I don't want to download the G League mobile app. Josh, CBS is reporting Cousins will play today. What? But he is still expected. So he is actually hurt too. Cousins missed Sunday's practice after it was reported that he would leave, but is still expected to play Monday. He's since been downgraded. All right, he is questionable with there's no way he's playing if he's hurt. Did they list him on the injury report last night? All right, so he is listed on the injury report for today as questionable with right heel soreness. I don't think it's possible that he plays today. I guess I shouldn't say that. I would be shocked if they're looking to part ways and he has right heel soreness and they're listing that on the injury report. I have no idea how he could possibly be playing today. That would make the least amount of sense possible. You would never play injured for a team you're not going to be on next week. That's nuts. That to me, that's just craziness. Boogie's crazy, so like, who knows? Josh, are you into sports cards at all? Sort of. It's something that I want to pay close. I used to be into it a lot. I've got a couple boxes of some decent stuff in my closet right behind us. I have a graded Maddox rookie and a graded Chipper Jones rookie just in my desk drawer next to me, but it's not something that I've been putting a lot of time into right now. I've just had too much DFS work. I don't think it's possible that Boogie's playing today for the Houston Rockets. That seems weird to me. So I want to know if Justin Patton has been actually, like, I need Justin Patton G League game logs. No, Dave, I have not done anything with Top Shots. I don't have time. And I really just, I'm looking at other NFTs. I understand that I could have been printing money, but to me, it is not interesting. Just give me the game logs. I don't want anything else other than game logs. Has he been playing? All right, he played 4 games in February, 21 minutes a game. This is the most time that anyone ever will spend on Justin Patton. I'm going to give Justin Patton 12 minutes at center today. I feel like I have to. We'll see if that matters down the line. PJ Tucker is, I guess, going to play 30 minutes at center today. That's just going to have to be what life is for the Rockets. So we have Noah Oladipo, PJ Tucker probable, Christian Wood out. Good to know. Let's try to figure out the rest of this Houston rotation. They're going to have to play Justin Patton if he's healthy. Was a lottery pick. All right, John Wall. 35 minutes seems like the most reasonable scenario there. Mason Jones just playing a little bit, maybe the other 13. Eric Gordon is clearly going to play a ton. Put him in for 34. Jae'Sean Tate is going to play a ton. He's going to be in for 34. Okay, so they haven't played for 5 days. I totally forgot that they've been not able to play. Daniel House is going to have to play, but did he get hurt on the 17th? It's interesting because we have to spend a little bit more time on Houston because they are going to have value. This is going to be a place where you're going to need to play some people. At least it feels like that. So House played his final rotation and then never saw the floor again. They just went to everyone but him. Or best I could tell, no reason. Cool. So Daniel House has the ability to play just about any amount of minutes. I think 28 feels like a pretty safe bet. David Nwaba is probably going to play like 24 minutes. Sterling Brown's probably going to play like 24 minutes. That takes me to 234. And then I can give 6 to Ben McLemore. So I'll give a little bit more to Ben McLemore in lieu of Mason Jones. Now I can move this stuff around. So I'm going to give Mason Jones 8 minutes, which opens me up for 11 on McLemore when I need to. Nwaba here for 24. Sterling Brown here for 24. Both of those things seem fine. But in all actuality, I need to make Eric Gordon have 5 minutes of back guard, point guard run. Move that to 29. There we go. Now we're moving. Jae'Sean Tate. Oh, I forgot about McLemore's 11 minutes. So that leaves me at 8 and 26. All right. I think that's a decent rotation for the Houston Rockets. Let's walk through it, though, verbally. Wall at 35 minutes, Tate at 34, Gordon 34, Nwaba 24, Daniel House 28, Ben McLemore 11, Mason Jones 8, Justin Patton 12, PJ Tucker 30, Sterling Brown 24. Let's take those rates out and now let's figure out what's really going on. So this is a tough spot for us today because this is a really, really fast-paced matchup, and getting Houston right from a minutes perspective is going to be very, very important. All righty. Oh, man. I am not on the strategy show today. I'm on the strategy show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday each week. All right, let's get these rates for the Houston guys. By the way, I haven't asked yet, and nobody said anything, so I guess it's either not heard or working perfectly. Is there light music in the background for you guys when I'm not speaking? Is it okay? All right, we'll take off Christian Wood. Take off Boogie. Take off James Harden. We'll take off Victor Oladipo. I assume that leaves us with very little else. Yes, it does. I definitely want to take off Kenyon Martin Jr. Okay, you don't hear anything. Okay, now some of you saying the music is upbeat and fire. Okay, it's light. I just want it to be not utter silence. That should be good. It's very, very, very minimal. But I just wanted something to break up the absolute silence when I forget to speak for a couple seconds. All right, let's update these rates. So I don't want to have to like shout over it. I just only want you guys to hear it when I am not talking. So I am trying to like dial it in. Perfect. I did change it. I made it like 2 decibels higher. All right, so Daniel House, most of these rates are probably going to like stick. So 15.5. Guys like Eric Gordon will be the really important ones. So he has 26% usage in these 108 minutes. I think 25 is going to be fine, but he does see a massive assist rate boost up to 8.8% for me. So let's talk. I definitely can't go all the way to 8.8%. That would be insane. But I do want to go to like maybe 5.8 or something. So let's do that. Jayshawn Tate, 15% usage. That's spot on. John Wall, 35% usage in 66 minutes with these guys off the floor. At the very least, I think I need to go to like 33. John Wall is fixing to be a real big problem on this slate for us. PJ Tucker still just at like 11. Sterling Brown, 14. And then David Nwaba, 19. So call it 18. What up, Hayden? What up, everybody? John Wall, 10% usage rate. That should be fine. Does anybody have a really big rebounding rate? I'm assuming no, and they just don't get rebounds. Sterling Brown's is oddly high. I don't want to give him that boost. So let's see what Houston looks like. This could be problematic. So Houston, okay, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Eric Gordon is 5,300 on FanDuel, 6,300 on DraftKings. Eric Gordon is going to be popular, and he should be. Love that price. John Wall is 8,500 on FanDuel, which looks good. He's 8K on DraftKings. I really, really, really like John Wall on DK today. Jayshawn Tate for 5,900 on DraftKings looks really good. He's okay on FanDuel. PJ Tucker is 35, flat minimum on FanDuel, 3,500 on DK. I'm willing to get to PJ Tucker given the status of this team, but we need to pay close attention to if Cousins plays. I don't expect it. If Justin Patton plays, I do expect it, but I don't know how much that matters. We will want to see those rotations though. But John Wall, Eric Gordon, you're going to have a hard time getting away from those guys today. All right, on to the Los Angeles Lakers. Future boogie destination, allegedly. So most of this should be fine. I don't think that I'm going to have to really gut the Lakers because, well, I guess Schroeder, he's out 2 more games. AD out quite a bit. Everybody else probable. So let's figure out where we really need to be here. All right. Wes Matthews played 30 minutes here. All right, so they've played 2 games without AD and Schroeder. So this should actually, it probably is going to be easier to rip this apart completely. Who started on the 20th? So they went Kuzma, LeBron, Wes Matthews, Marc Gasol, KCP. as I would expect. So KCP is just going to play 30 minutes. I don't really see any sort of scenario where 30 minutes isn't, or more, isn't the outcome here. They did not play Quinn Cook, and they went 9 deep. I'm going to assume that they don't again. So let's go 18 here for Caruso. Only played 20 minutes. So I'm going to let that hang for a second. Let's get the center minutes and then the LeBron minutes in, and then we could really hash this out. Gasol played 20 and 24. They're playing Washington. This is not a Marc Gasol game at all. He should be wildly unnecessary. So I'm just going to go to 22, try to keep it on the low end. Montrezl Harrell played 24 and 15. I think 24 is the safe bet here, which allows 2 additional minutes for Markieff Morris, I guess, who's just going to play dumb minutes either way. We'll give him 16, which allows us to give LeBron 34 here. 2 more here. That's fine. Kuzma starting at the 3. He's just going to play 33 minutes. I have no way to go anywhere else. So now we have to hash out Wes Matthews, Talen Horton-Tucker, and extra minutes to Caruso potentially. So Wes Matthews played 30 minutes and 24. I expect him to just play like 26 minutes at the very least, but 27 feels a little safer. If I give 13 to Talen Horton-Tucker and 7 to give him 20. Okay, so we're going to have enough here. I want Caruso to be in at 24 minutes. And then I think Talen Horton-Tucker should be at 21 minutes. And then I can give 7 minutes to Quinn Cook. Perfect. Perfect. Now let's make some adjustments to these rates with both AD. With AD off. Oh, man, this is going to get nuts. Anthony Davis off the floor. Dennis Schroeder off the floor. And a matchup against the Wizards. The pace here is going to be nuts. Some of these guys are going to pop, I think. AD off. Schroeder off. We need to take Alfonso McKinney off. We'll take Jared Dudley off. We'll take Costas off. And then we're good. So LeBron James, with these guys off, 34% usage in 389 minutes. So we're going to go 34% usage here. Assist rate and rebounding rate and everything should be fine. Kuzma, 21% usage. I could actually just keep his normal rate there. Knock his assist rate down a little bit. Everything else looks fine. And now we'll do the rest of these guys. So Caruso, 16% usage. We'll go 15. KCP, 15% usage normally, 12 in this layout. We'll go 13 and a half. Montrezl Harrell, 22% usage, 21 and a half. Marc Gasol, 16 actually. Interesting. Wouldn't have thought that. We'll go 14. THT, 19. Wes Matthews, 10 and a half. I think we're good there. This is basically just LeBron James and literally everybody else. Kind of comical to think about. All right, so how do the Lakers look against the Wizards? Very much LeBron James on FanDuel at 10-4, but very, very much LeBron James on DraftKings at 10-4. Really like LeBron on DK today. That price tag looks nice. This matchup against the Wizards in the late night hammer is fantastic. At home, pace up spot, looking good. If you want to get a little bit of Kuzma on FanDuel, I think that's fine. 5,700 on FanDuel, still not a price tag that's probably a little too low. I thought more people would pop here, but they really, really don't. I thought that I might see KCP pop a little bit more. I think he'll be a fine value at 3,700, but he's really bad from a fantasy perspective. Oh, I missed Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris usage rate, 13%. We'll call it 15. There we go. Doesn't really change anything though. LeBron looking fantastic today. Whew. What the Wizards will do for you. On to Memphis. Oh, Memphis's rotation probably looks insane. 176 concurrent viewers, 103 likes. I'm very happy that you guys were able to push me north of 100. All right, so no Dylan Brooks, obviously no Jaren Jackson. Everybody else in. I did this rotation scrambling when Dylan Brooks got scratched, so I do want to start this one over. Obviously, Ja Morant in at the point guard spot, 33 minutes. Joe Val in at center, 28 minutes. These are just pretty easy to do. Joe Val played 25. Tillman played 24. Did this go to OT? No. Oh yeah, Justice Winslow's back, right? Yeah. And they optioned Sean McDermott to the G League. Got to remember that. All right. Who played the backup center on the 20th? I don't really ever remember or trust the Memphis Grizzlies rotations. God, weird rotation there. Okay, so Joe Val came out and they had Gorgeous Dong just played straight backup center minutes. Good to know, I guess. That's not at all what I was expecting. So he just showed up in the rotation because Brandon Clark was also out. All right, that makes sense. I don't think Gorgie Jang is going to play then. Totally forgot that he was out there. But everybody else is back. So I'm going to give Tillman 20. We'll see where we end up. Brandon Clark missed the game, got up to 34 minutes previously. I think 26 feels safe. Other big man minutes. Who am I missing? Yeah, Jang isn't going to play. So backup point guard just still Tyus Jones, 15 minutes, easy. And then it gets, God, this gets really gross. So Justice Winslow came back and played 21 minutes. I don't expect him to play anything other than about that again. So I'm going to give 22 minutes to Justice Winslow. I'm going to give 22 minutes at the 4 to Kyle Anderson. He did not play. I'm just going to assume that he continues to maintain this like 26 minute a game rotation. So I'm going to give him 4 there. Melton played 26. I don't think that that's the long-term goal. Desmond Bane played 24 and 25. So I think that Desmond Bane's just going to be 24. I'm going to give Melton 20 and 26 to Grayson Allen. Did I get everybody? I didn't give minutes to John Conchar. I have to assume that he's not going to be in the rotation, but I don't know who he would be out for. That's a 10-man rotation. That seems fine to me. If Conchar is in, I don't know who gets the haircut. Probably Bane and probably everybody except for the main guys. So let's check out rates on this team with people healthy. This is Memphis is tough, man. And the real problem is that like I don't ever really get them. And that's even worse to me. Yeah, Hank, David. Memphis is so hard to pick players for in DFS. I couldn't agree more. All right, so I'm going to take Gorgie Jang off, even though I probably shouldn't. I'm definitely taking Sean McDermott off. Dylan Brooks is really the one that I need to take off that's most important. And that's really going to break things down. All right, I'm just going to leave it like that, and we'll see what we have. So, Brandon Clark, actually, Morant would be first. 33.9% usage in this scenario. There's no way he's going to use 33% of the possessions here. It's insane. I guess because Dylan Brooks is out, he might. So, I don't want to go too crazy here, so I'm going to go 31.5. And then on Joe Val, 28.8, I'm going to go 27. So that's fine. All of that looks good. So let's work our way through the rest of these guys. Brandon Clark, 17% usage will make it 18. Melton, 19% usage. He can keep his normal rates. Bane at 17.7, 16.5. Grayson Allen at 16.5. Justice Winslow, who the hell knows? Definitely not 23% usage. There's zero chance that I think that happens. Kyle Anderson, 22% usage. No chance. Tillman, 20%. No chance. That works, I guess. That works. Let's see. So Morant. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. This seems fine. Who do we have for Memphis? All right, so for Memphis, 7,200 Morant on FanDuel, 7,500 on DraftKings. I like him pretty equally on both. Similar story for Joval. Same prices, just inverse. They're both 72 and 7,500. One's on FanDuel and DK, the other one's flip-flopped. I don't really see anything else for Memphis. You would really have to be projecting Kyle Anderson's price is insane. You would really have to be projecting Brandon Clark for a lot more minutes for him to show up as viable. But I don't really see anything else from Memphis. It's not really a good spot against Dallas either. On to Miami. 6 teams to go. Knock out the Heat. Should be done around 7:45. I think we've got about an hour and 15 minutes of a total here. And we'll get the contenders videos out. No strategy show for me, though, today. All right, guys. We've got 192 concurrent viewers. We're not just waking up any longer. We are here. Been going for about an hour. If I can get you guys to hit that like button if you haven't done it already, that would be very important to me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We've got content coming up throughout the day, so you should check it out. Go check out everything we have at Awesemo. Go check out OddsShopper. That's oddshopper at awesemo.com. Make sure you're watching our PGA contenders. Ben hit an outright this week with Max Homa. I got a top 10 out of my 3 picks, Wyndham Clark. So it's fun stuff, guys. That's the video to watch that nobody's watching. So Tyler Hero Q tag. Got to project him in, assuming I'm not making many changes to Miami because this is going to be the exact same rotation they've had. Yeah, I am not going to be making any changes here. It's only going to matter if Tyler Hero is out, but for right now, I'm not even going to check to see if he is. I am going to give Kendrick Nunn 2 more minutes, but that should basically be it. Actually, I could have just did this. Let's give Kendrick Nunn 33 minutes. Everything else seems fine here. I don't really have any other minutes to change. I know these rates are already correct. So Miami is one of the easier teams to handle today, taking on the Thunder. Big favorites in OKC too. If we're looking at guys, it would be Jimmy Butler, 9,200 and 9,200. That's a big price tag. You need everything out of him. I think Bam looks decent, 8,900, 8,800. Nunn and Hero if he plays. If Hero ends up out, though, we'll have a little bit more value coming out of Miami. Butler and Adebayo, the stars. Nunn is close. Nothing too crazy, though. Miami's just kind of there today. That was an easy team to get through. It's really not that bad when nobody makes any changes, and I know that I have everything updated. OKC. They got anything weird going on? They've been so weird so far. Al Horford, doubtful. Did they play yesterday? Were they in the back-to-back? 21st? Yeah. And yeah, Horford hasn't been playing back-to-back. So let's go ahead and get Horford out of there for this back-to-back. And let's see what they did the last time. We have 29 minutes to fill. So Roby played 24. Muscala played 26. So I'm just going to give Muscala 26 right out of the gate. I'm going to give Isaiah Roby 22 here and another 2 here. So that has 13 minutes left over. Probably just brings Darius Miller back into the rotation in a minimal way. Kenrich Williams played 24 minutes that day. I have him in for 20, so I think I could just bump him up a bit. Diallo's minutes are weird, like ultra weird. 24 seems fine. I'm going to give him 25 just in case. 8 minutes left. I'm just thinking I give him the Darius Miller and I end it. Perfect. Although it would be in my best interest to give Maladon another minute, I think. I think 30 is not enough. So who needs the haircut? I don't know who it is in this case. I'll take it from Justin Jackson. His minutes are meaningless. Perfect. So let's get updated rates for Oklahoma City with Horford off the floor, which should be really important. So let's cut all that stuff out. We'll see where we end up. All right, Horford off, Pokashevsky off, George Hill off. That should cover us. All right, Bazley usage rate in this scenario, 20.7. Not going all the way there, but I think 19.5 should be fine. SGA, 28% usage in this scenario. I'm going to give him 27.5. Maladon is at 15% with Horford off. That's craziness. I'll go 16.5. Then we'll hit up everybody else. Diallo is at 22. That's normal. Isaiah Roby, 17. That's normal. Kenrich Williams, 14. That's normal-ish. Lou Dort, 20. Go 19.5. Mike Muscala, 19.2. Perfect. Anybody getting any big rebounding bumps? Bazley's at 9. That's fine. I'll just bring him down a little. That's fine. Bump up Shea's assist rate. That I can do. I think we're good there. Here we go. So for Oklahoma City tonight, without the expected without of Al Horford, we're going to be looking at basically just SGA. Shea is 7,500 on FanDuel. He is he's a necessity. Well, not a necessity, but a very highly owned player on the 6-gamer. Less so on DraftKings at 8,400 than Bazley. You can get little bits of the rest of this Oklahoma City team. Bazley, Muscala, 4,100 on FanDuel, 3,800 on DraftKings. That 3,800 on DK price will be okay. Yeah, it's really just hard to find a lot to like for Oklahoma City. It's mostly SGA. They don't have the value that I was really expecting. Kind of a bummer. All right, 4 to go. Phoenix. If everybody's healthy here, this should be one of the quicker things we'll ever do. Yep, fully healthy. This rotation is basically set in stone. So, other than Cam Johnson playing just like a preposterously low amount of minutes now, I'm going to go ahead and move that from 19, give 1 more minute to Eton Moore. All of these rates have been adjusted and adjusted and adjusted over and over again. So for Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton, 6,400 on FanDuel. Keep your eyes peeled for that one, guys. That is a really nice price for Ayton, in my opinion. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, clearly guys you can play no matter what. On DK, they look a little bit worse than they do on FanDuel. 207 people. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, sign me up for DeAndre Ayton today on FanDuel at 6,400. I like that price. Especially against Portland. He should be able to have a really nice day against whatever Portland's trying to run out there. Speaking of Portland, let's look at Portland. So for Portland, any news on their rotations? Boop, boop, boop. No CJ, no Nurk, no Collins. So normal stuff. Still no Giles, but otherwise, business as usual for Portland. Dame at 37 minutes, dope. Gary Trent at 36, dope. Covington at 35, cool. Cantor at 31, cool. Derek Jones Jr. at 31, cool. Mello at, I have at 29. That is clearly too high. Good. Give him 25. Rodney Hood at 13. Probably need to give him a couple more. Who do I need to take him from? Certainly CJ Ellaby doesn't need these minutes. So we'll give Rodney Hood 17 minutes. We'll give Nazir Little 5 minutes. Most of this seems fine. Anthony Simons, 23 minutes. I'm going to take a minute away from him so that I don't get him a lot, because it happens a lot. All of these rates should be spot on. So let's check out Portland. Dame, Gary Trent, Enes Kanter. I would rather play Eric, you said you'd rather play Kanter than Ayton. I would rather have Ayton than Kanter on FanDuel. A better price tag is going to project better for me. Dame 10-5 and 10-9 looks okay. Gary Trent is a guy that I get to a lot. He's 5,500 on FanDuel. I'll be getting to him quite a bit here. And then Kanter. Normally I get to Derek Jones Jr., but that price has come up, so I probably won't have to worry about that all that much. We'll see what my optimal looks like shortly. We have got 2 more games to go. And most of these should be fine. So Utah is either Conley in, Conley out. Do we have any other injury news for Utah? Everybody's just available. Utah is the worst team in the world to look at. They play Charlotte. Oh my God, this game must be terrible. What's the pace on this? Utah. Oh, Charlotte's playing a little bit faster. I guess that's probably Carmelo. Or yeah, Carmelo. Jesus, LaMelo. There's not going to be much that I have to change here for Utah, but we know what it's like to project the Utah Jazz, guys. It's easy. It's easy. All right, Conley in at 28 minutes. There's no chance that I'm moving anything here around. I have everybody exactly where I think that they should be. Every one of these rates is for Conley being back. Nothing ever moves for Utah. This is a slow game, so Mitchell, Gobert, maybe Conley for 5,600 on FanDuel, just in case he gets that minutes bump that we don't see, but just filler as per usual. There's nothing fun projecting Utah. Let's project out the Washington Wizards and then let's get out of here, because this one actually does matter, or at least it should. Taking on the Lake Show. Do we have anybody in or out? No Wish Smith, and that's it. Why is it that I seem to prefer FanDuel to DraftKings? Twofold. Well, it's just onefold, really. I used to play FanDuel all the time because they didn't have late swap, and I didn't like late swap. Even though it is a huge benefit to me to late swap, I will make more money because late swap exists. I liked just finishing off my lineups, and if something happened, it happened, and I didn't care. I liked being able to walk away from the computer and just spend the night with the wife. Now, it's just always what I've played for basketball. I just sort of have like a weird preference for it. I don't know. I don't have anything to say other than that. I'm used to it for the longest time, so that's just where I like to play. I actually prefer the rigid structure of the roster construction more so than DK's sort of positionless basketball. And I do like the tournament structure a little bit more on FanDuel. If DK had something in the $3 to $6 150 max range, I would, with a bigger prize pool, I would play that. All right, so Russ is just playing 36 minutes a game, so that's an easy fix. Let's give Neto 10. Let's just rebuild this from scratch. Otherwise, it's just going to drive me crazy. All right, so Russ is in. Howell Neto minutes are in. Center rotation. Yeah, good luck, I guess. All right, Robin Lopez is back to just playing real minutes, so I'm going to give him 24. I'm going to give Mo Wagner 12. And I'm going to give Alex Len less than that. I'm going to give Mo Wagner 14. I'm going to give Alex Len 10. We're going to give Bertans 30, which allows us to give Rui 18 and Right, 16. Not too much else to do here. This is coming together with very little effort. Denny to 20. Garrison Matthews, 12. Isak Bonga 2 as spillover. All of these rates should be correct, though, because I didn't really take anybody on or put anybody off. So let's look at Washington. If you're getting Wiz, Russ, significantly over Beal. Russ, 9,400 on FanDuel. I like him quite a bit more than I like Bradley Beal. 10-1 on DraftKings for Russ. Still like him there. Rui is the only other guy that I'd have any interest in. But that is it. 6 games up. 6 games down. I'm going to save this so I don't lose it. I'm going to pull up Fantasy Cruncher. And we could run an optimal on both. See where we end up. Okay. Oh, Justin Patton, you silly goose. All right, there we go. Let's do FanDuel's first. Optimal lineup on FanDuel for me right now at 7:35 a.m. And again, thank you guys for being here. Closing this one out. Optimal. Wall, Morant, Shea, Eric Gordon, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith, Kristaps Porzingis, PJ Tucker, Wendell Carter Jr. If I run a large chunk of lineups, just to see where the ownership is really coming in. Eric Gordon, LeBron James, Shea, Wendell Carter Jr., LaMelo, Dorian Finney-Smith. These are some of my top guys on FanDuel right now. So if you're curious what like my priorities are on FanDuel in terms of who I think the best plays are, what you're looking at right there is the order. For right now, at least. Subject to change. That's just raw projections. If I put like 100% randomness on it or something, we might have a little bit better of a visual. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. But still, it's going to be the same names, just more reasonable exposures. Ah, good stuff. So there you go. That's for FanDuel, guys. But main piece we want to take away here: Eric Gordon, LeBron James, Wendell Carter Jr., Porzingis, Shea, Wall, Ball, Butler, Ayton. That's where we're looking. Let's check out DraftKings now. On DraftKings, favorite plays are going to be a lot of Rockets. Wall, Tucker, Carter, LBJ, Muscala, Gordon, Tate. Ooh, that's a lot of PJ Tucks. Yeah, that's where we're looking for DraftKings right now. Let's stop it at 300. That should be enough. Carter, Wall, Tucker, Muscala, Gordon, LBJ, Levine. That's everybody above 20%. That's a tricky part with DraftKings. Everything's so flat. That looks good. That looks good to me. Really like Wendell Carter Jr. today. Ray, get your question in now, man. I'm getting out of here. What's your question? Yeah, maybe we'll do questions moving forward for like the final 5 minutes, but not like slate questions. Happy to take like process and strategy questions, but not like what do you think of Gordon Hayward today? Does this account for back-to-backs? It's not something that I really worry about or pay attention to. If I have to change minutes or take somebody out of a rotation for a back-to-back, that's fine, but a back-to-back is largely irrelevant to me. In my research, the only ignore so from a talent perspective, because minutes will fluctuate because of it. That just has to be a manual adjustment. In my research, the only back-to-back that mattered was an away back-to-back that lowered a person's true talent by about 1.5%. So, you know, if you have someone projected for 30 fantasy points, you project them for like 29.6 and a half or something like that. Ray, I don't understand your question any longer. I'm sorry. I really don't like the amount of Rockets I'm going to have to play today, particularly PJ Tucker. But 3,500 for Tucker. We just need a little bit more value. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it. We checked out some optimal lineups on both FanDuel and DraftKings. We went through the process of breaking down every single team's rotation, and we went through rotations, minutes, usage rates. We checked out optimals. I think we hit on everything that we could possibly want to hit on for this lovely Monday, and only 6 games. I'm super excited for that. I thought when I woke up today, I was going to see a 10-game slate, and I just didn't want to have to deal with that many games in a live before lock scenario tonight. And now I don't. It'll be myself and Chris Spags for 90 minutes tonight. By the way, I don't think that it got mentioned. I don't think that I said it either. Lock is at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Would have been at 7. We had the Spurs game, but since that game is not on the slate, we're an hour later than normal. So I'll be on live before lock from 7 o'clock until 8:30. We'll have 2 hours before that deeper dive tip-off show. Kayla, I don't know who else is on it. Kayla hosting for the tip-off show, deeper dive with Lofty and Adam for sure. But yeah, everything's going to be an hour later today, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. No strategy show for me, but I will have contenders videos out shortly, probably within the next hour and a half. And then I'm just going to hang out for a little bit today. Everything picks up starting tomorrow. I appreciate having you guys, though. It's good to be back. It's great to be back on a nice Monday. And yes, Dave, you made a good point. I'm going to close with this. Chris Middleton, smash City yesterday, all because he's better than Jimmy Butler. Thank you guys for joining me. That's it. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, The Process Show.